Hi guys, it's Asha. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a while and this feels kind of strange filming, but I'm actually really liking it. So it has been a very long time since I filmed a sit-down makeup tutorial, so I thought that today I would show you guys what I have been doing for my everyday makeup routine for 2017, because I have changed up the products I use. Well, I've changed up probably about like half of them, and then I have my all-time favorites that I just can't ever get rid of. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, I would love if you would give it a thumbs up for me. And because I've kind of been absent for a while, I've just been taking a little break to figure out my life because it's pretty crazy at the moment. I would love if you guys would leave me some video suggestions down below so I know what you guys want to see from me. But yeah, let's get on into the look. What is this? I feel like Goldilocks or something. To start off, I'm going to be taking the Cinch, I can't say that word, Cinch. This clever little spray acts as a 72-hour moisturizer, illuminator, pore refiner and primer. It went up my nose. I just spray that all over my face and then use my fingers to rub it in. I also like to take my Napoleon Purtis primer, and this is the Autopilot Pre-Foundation Skin Primer, and I love this product so much. I stopped using this and noticed a massive difference, so I highly recommend this one. It just acts as a really nice base to put all of your foundation and all of your face products on. I'm not sure if it makes my foundation last longer, but it definitely makes it look a lot smoother, and just I love it. So once I've applied that, we can now move on to finally applying some makeup products. So I'm going to be taking my beauty blender, and the foundation I'm going to be using is the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. I've been trying this out for the past couple of weeks and so far I'm absolutely loving it. I really love how it makes my skin look. It's quite full coverage, but it doesn't feel full coverage on your skin. And I actually only have a little sample size of this because I went to Mecca a couple of weeks ago and went to go and purchase it, and they didn't have any shades left because obviously it is a super popular foundation. I'm sure that you guys have probably heard about it, and the girl who served me actually watched my videos, which was pretty cool. I'm going to purchase it in a shade lighter because this does oxidize like absolute crazy. I've never had a foundation that looks so much darker when it's actually on my skin. As you can see, the color here is quite light. Well, not on my actual skin because I'm wearing fake tan, but I just pop a little bit on each chin. I just pop a little bit on my cheek, and then I use my beauty blender to blend it out and cover up all of my scars on my chin because there is a lot at the moment. Make sure you get your ears, because if you're fake tanned, you don't want white ears. Now that I've finished my foundation, I'm going to move on to concealer, and I'm going to be using two different concealers today. One to hide all of my blemishes and one to brighten up underneath my eyes. So the first one I'm using for underneath my eyes is this one by Becca, and what is the name of this? The Aqua Luminous Perfecting Concealer. And so I'm just going to use this to brighten up underneath my eyes. And the second concealer, actually, not foundation. The second concealer I'm going to be taking is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. You guys probably know about this. It is literally the best thing ever. And placing it over any blemishes I have. Alright, next up is powder. I'm going to be using the same powder that I have literally been using for probably the past 4 or 5 years because it's amazing and really affordable, and this is the Face of Australia transparent powder. You just get so much and it lasts you forever, and it makes your makeup last all day long, and I think it's like $12 or something ridiculous. So an amazing product that I love and will probably continue to love forever. What I do is I take my wet beauty blender and I take some of the powder and I just bake underneath my eyes with this, because honestly there is nothing better to set your concealer than a transparent powder underneath your eyes. That took me a really long time to say that. Now that I'm looking crazy, I'm going to take the remainder on the beauty blender, and pat this onto my chin. I have combination skin, but especially like my T-zone and my chin are really oily, so that's where they will get most shiny throughout the day, which is not a fun time. And so I like to half bake my chin, kind of. I really hope this is making sense. I like to bake my chin, but not as much as underneath my eyes, just to make sure that my chin doesn't get oily throughout the day. Baking highlights your face, so you don't want to highlight your chin. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't really want to highlight my chin. So I just pat the powder in so that it's nice and matte. And then I take a big fluffy brush and I will just use the remainder on the rest of my face. And then once I've finished that, I just take my brush and blend out or wipe away what's underneath my eyes. I'm gonna leave my face for a little bit just because I like to do face stuff after my eyebrows for some reason, don't know why. So recently I've been using the Goof Proof brow pencil from Benefit for my eyebrows, and honestly this is amazing. It is a pencil but it's not super thin, so it won't give you that harsh look, and I've really been liking to keep my eyebrows not completely natural but just, oh, did it just get really bright? But just a lot more natural than I used to. Like I used to go pretty crazy and make them quite bold. I had way too much coffee this morning, so I'm like, I don't know, I can't talk properly. So I just take the spoolie on the end of the brush and I brush my eyebrows up, and then I start in the middle of my eyebrow underneath because this is where I like it to be the thickest or like the darkest, and just continue to fill my eyebrows in. Now to set my eyebrows, I'm taking the Benefit, the name of it has rubbed off because I've used this so much, so I can't remember the name of it, but it's their brow gel. And this is amazing. Honestly, the best brow gel I've ever tried. You only need the tiniest amount and it'll keep your eyebrows in place all day long, not going all crazy. And I literally just really lightly comb my eyebrows up and brush it through. And I'm telling you now, they ain't going anywhere. Now moving on to my eyes. I have been keeping my eyes pretty simple throughout the day lately just because I can't be bothered. So I'm taking the classic Lorac Pro palette and I'm going to be using the colour Mauve, and as you can see I love this. It's like almost all gone, which I don't know what I'm going to do when it disappears. Just taking a big fluffy brush, I'm going to blend that into my crease. I then take the tiniest amount ever and just run that underneath my bottom lash line. Does anyone else make this face when they're putting eyeshadow under their eyes? I feel like I'm from Kath and Kim. I just realised I am so hungry. I'm gonna have to eat something yummy after this. I've got falafels in the fridge, so Did you guys just hear my stomach growl? Oh, I swear I just all of a sudden got so hungry. What the hell? From this, just ran out of breath. From the same palette, I take this colour here, Espresso, and I literally use the tiniest little teeny bit ever, because if you use too much, you're just gonna ruin your entire look. So I take like the end of my brush and then I just dab that onto the side of my eye. See what I mean? I put that in the smallest amount and it already has given me like so much product. And then when there's like nothing left on the brush, I'll just use that to blend it out. And then finally, to brighten up the look a little bit more, I actually take this highlight that I have from Becca, and it's in the shade Opal, and I just use my finger to put that onto the like inner half of my eye. And I'll just bring it into my inner corner as well to make my eyes look much brighter. To tightline my eyes, I'm using the Maybelline eyeliner in Lasting Drama, and this is an automatic gel pencil, which is amazing because you don't have to sharpen it and it is really, really pigmented. I'm so shaky because I drank so much coffee, so this is actually really difficult right now. This just makes your lashes look so much thicker once you apply mascara. Moving on to mascara, I'm using two of my all-time favorites together. The first one I'm going to be taking is the Too Faced Better Than Sex, and then I'm going to be topping it off with the Benefit They're Real. These work amazing together. The Too Faced one is really good at separating your lashes, and then the They're Real one is really good at like thickening them up. And lately I've actually been liking only putting the tiniest amount, or not even putting any at all, mascara on my bottom lashes, just because I feel like it makes your eyes look so much brighter and lifted. Just take the Too Faced Better Than Sex one and use like the tiniest amount ever on the outer corners. Back to the face. Firstly, I'm taking my NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder. This is an all-time favorite of mine as well. Super affordable. I'm pretty sure this is like $1 or something. And so taking the same brush that I used for my powder, because I'm lazy, I'm going to bronze up my skin. So just on my cheeks and temples pretty much. Then I'll take the Bahama Mama bronzing powder from the balm, and as you can see this is a lot darker. I can't use this when I don't fake tan, like it just looks way too muddy on my pale skin, but I can use a tiny bit when I'm fake tan. So I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm just going to slightly contour my cheeks. You want to be really careful with this because if you do use too much, it will look really muddy, which you don't want. With the same brush again, because I'm lazy, I'm taking my NARS blush, and this is in the color Liberty. I love this color so much, and I feel like I don't hear about this blush that much on YouTube. I feel like it definitely needs to get some more credit. It's such a pretty color. It's like a burnt orangey pink, and I take the tiniest amount of this and just apply it onto my cheeks. Now for highlighter, because you cannot skip highlighter, it just transforms your face. I love highlighter so much. I'm taking the same Becca one in the color Opal, and I'm just using this brush from Real Techniques because it is perfect for applying highlighter. So cheekbones, down my nose, and on my cupid's bow, which is really quite sweaty at the moment. Probably don't need to highlight that anymore. Did you hear how loud that was? It's taking the lid off the lip pencil. So I'm starting with the Rimmel Lasting Finish lip liner in the color how fun is that? Ready? Tiramisu, and I'm going to be lining my lips with this. I'm so lazy at putting on lip liner, like I'm just like la la. And then for lipstick, I'm going to be taking one of my all-time favorites, which I've been obsessed with for about a year now, and this is Maybelline Touch of Spice. It's such a pretty color. I went to a Priceline event the other day, and I think in one of the presentations they actually said that this was like the #1 top-selling lipstick of 2016. I could be wrong. It could be in the top 6. So I'm just going to blend this out with a lip brush. And that's the finished look. So that is it for the video, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and make sure that you give it a thumbs up if you did, because it lets me know what kind of videos you guys want to see from me in the future, and I would love it if you haven't already joined our family. If you would do so, there's like a subscribe button down below, or I don't know, it always changes where it is. And I think that's everything I have to say. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!